Stimulation methods. Varmam can be stimulated for several reasons, like in the case of sport injury or while relieving symptoms of rheumatology of Varmam injury, preparing the body for healthy living, etc. Two most commonly used terminologies used to describe the stimulations are இலக்கு முறை. When a Varmam injury occurred, the stimulation technique known as இலக்கு முறை is used. This will require a series of steps where different Varmam sites are enabled in a particular order. Next is தடவல் முறை. The stimulation technique known as தடவல் முறை involves stimulating a number of Varmam sites simultaneously. We will be using both for therapy purpose and recovery purpose. For those methods to be applied, the Varmam location has to be located properly and then stimulated. We will be seeing how to locate the Varmam properly, each Varmam. This stimulation will have path called path of stimulations or Varmam stimulations generally happens in three ways. This is a path in which the Varmam moves at any given instant of time. This could be in a straight line. Press and move, push it upward, straight line, or semicircular. The movements will be semicircular or a circular path. So one is a straight line, another is a semicircular, and third is a circular path. Accordingly, the stimulation of that Varmam location would have to be done in a linear, semicircular, or a circular path. So these stimulations, stimulating someone by making a particular mudras is also possible, or by utilizing your fingers. Mudras is some posture like different Sarva mudra, Yana mudra. There are a lot of mudras are there for Varmam exclusively. We'll see that in a separate episode, mudras. But you can use a mudras, otherwise you can use just a finger, elbow, fist, knee, or foot. All this can be used to stimulate, depends on a person and depends on his problems. You'll be learning step by step. Fine. In தடவல் முறை, that's a method of applied system what we saw, the different types of strokes of stimulations are used. Different types of strokes of stimulations are used. Think like pinching. You all know pinching. Okay. Holding the Varmam locations using a thumb and the index finger is known as pinching something. Okay. Tapping. Giving a mild hit using a mid three fingers. Normally we use mid three fingers or a palm is known as tapping. Gliding. Place the center of the palm on the Varmam locations and give a continuous movement to a next Varmam locations or to a anatomical reference location in the body. Something like that. From this point, one near Varmam to Undi Varmam, I can move it. This is one of the type we call as Ahadari Tar. Kneading. Hold the fistful of muscle and give a circular movement. Okay, and give us like this. Twist. Gently twist. Normally it's used in palm. Twist. Sometimes we use upper muscle. Hold on, twist. Here, the chest muscles. Okay, ready. Knocking. Generally using a half-folded index finger. Okay, with other three fingers folding completely and how we knock the door, right? So in the Varmam locations, we'll knock the door. Not all the Varmam will have all the stimulations, but every Varmam have at least 8 different varieties of stimulations. So we can use more than what we could do in each Varmam locations. So knocking. Gentle like, not fierceful, gentle knocking. Okay. Then we also have something called a knuckling. Using the posterior side of the palm with the fingers in a certain mudras, you can do like this. Okay. Here or here. Vibrations. Giving a vibrating movement across the path of the third. We can use any mudras or any type of stimulation using a vibrator. Just means vibrating. Okay. 3 fingers press and vibrate. Or palm vibrators. Or cross vibrators. Anything you can do. The vibration is nothing but giving a vibrating movement across the third. That means when you are going in the path, as we mentioned in the path, across the path, you can do this third to relax that particular muscle. Friction. Giving a brisk movement as if creating a wave across the Varmam path. That's also possible. One is that it's like too much muscles are there, we'll just make that looser. Wherever the too much muscle will make it motion, vibrating it like. Giving a brisk movement as if creating a waves. It's like a body movement. You know, vibrator use, right? The body movement happen. Like that type of stimulation is called friction. And also it's like friction means not just a movement we'll give. We'll hold that muscle stiff and we'll move it very fast. It's not that we are just moving on the skin, but we hold the muscle and move it. That's how the friction works. So all this very gently you can use. Okay, next is called fanning. Similar to frictions, but giving a movement using a little lateral side of the palm. It's not like this. What you'll do? Like this. See, some of the spinal cord, when we do, both sides of the spinal cord, we use like this as a blades, like fanning. Like this. Lateral. So, separating the things will happen. This is maximum used not in the single Varmam point. When the Tadal Murai happening in the Varmam path, we will be doing this. Not in just a point. Elbowing. We use some points with the elbow. We use the Tadal. Very gentle will be there. Like, don't have fear that elbow is going to give so much oppression. No. It's a nice place to sit in a particular Varmam location, so work beautifully. Then finger triggering, using a tip of the finger for stimulation. Okay. Finger knocking using the 4 finger, actually 4 or 5 they use, and they together they knock it like this. Or you may see a lot of videos which shows that relaxing your mind, relaxing your body. They say tap here, tap here, tap here. That is the technique. Finger knock. Then we also have clenching, holding a fistful of flesh again, holding it using a tip of the finger. That means just the finger like this, not I am holding like this with the palm. I'm just holding like this. See, I'm holding like this and clenching. Or we can also move on. Then the palmar pressure. Using the palm to press the Varmam location. Just with the palm. Okay. Palmar pressing. It's like a massage normally they use, right? Palmar air knocking. Using the palm to stimulate a Varmam without actually touching the Varmam location. That means what normally when we detach after the Varmam therapy, we keep the hand little up from the Sahasrara, that means a tip of the head, and we tap like this or tap like this. This is what we call as palm air knocking. This is majorly we do for detaching from a person whom we touched. That you'll be learning when really a practical system you learn. That time you'll be learning this, because these are all the things has to taken care while you are treating, because this is what going to affect you or it will going to treat you both. Even healers need to be very safer when you are treating. So make sure that you follow this shukshma. That means hidden secrets. Okay. Or subtle secrets, I can say. Then twisting. Using a twisting movement during the Tadal Murai. Twisting means what? Like a dance. Like, you know that the spinal cord, we do that. Twist. Like twist dance. Left, right. So you can twist. Using any finger, you can twist. Any movement, you just moving, vice versa. The twisting will happen. Maximum, these are all for applied system of Tadal. Okay. Then resting. Using the wrist. Normally, shoulder, we do a Superman stroke, we use it in our technique, we use resting. These are all and much more than that they exist, but don't get confused. If this much stimulations you could do on the Varmam locations when you do a continuous applied system, that Tadavul, this really works beautifully. Varma Mathirai. Mathirai is a unit of measure used to calculate the force applied on a Varmam location. It's a measurement. We use any like tape, centimeter, millimeter. This is a measurement. Mathirai is a unit of force that can be used to induce a Varmam injury or to recover from a Varmam injury. Both are possible with the force. A Mathirai is the force needed to produce a Varmam assault for a predetermined distance and cover that distance in a fraction of a second. That fast it will go. The Mathirai is the quantity of energy needed to fully strike a Varmam point. It can be classified into 4 levels. They are Kal Mathirai, that is 1/4 Matra or quarter Matra they call it as. When this pressure is applied on the Varmam location, it does not cause any damage or any problem. Half Matra, that is 1/2 or Arai Matra we call it as. This force can induce pain, numbness, etc. Full Mathirai, that is Mulu Mathirai, can be used to make a person unconscious. Uchi Mathirai, beyond that, result in this is incurable symptoms or diseases. Each Varmam location is assigned its own Varma Mathirai. Each one of the Varmam has its own Varma Mathirai, with which it can be touched to either induce an injury or revive from an injury. Both are same points with the different pressures. If an assault surpasses the Mathirai for the 96 Thodu Varmas, which we mentioned in the earlier video, it shall be considered as Padukayam, major. That is Varmakayam, Padu Varmakayam, that is severe condition. Next measurement you call it as an Irai. This is Mathirai, next is an Irai. See, normally I want to explain here like the Irai, people say one is for the measurement and also one is for the pressure. One Irai is this much as per the measurement system what we saw. Now the Irais we are using for the pressure. So don't get confused. There are two terminology for the same word or same terminology with the two different meanings. One is an Irai. When it comes in the measurement, it is 1¼ finger. If it's a Irai comes in the pressure, that means the pressure what we calculate using the same thing, but half Irai, Kal Irai, Arai Irai, Mukal Irai, Moli Irai. 1/4, 1½ 3/4 and full. So don't get confused. Let us go into the subject. The Irai is a unit that correspond to the lateral width of the thumb finger at the first bone. Okay. At the first bone joint below the nail beds. Below the nail beds. In Varmam text, some places it is described as Arai Irai Talta Varmam Yetrukollum. That means if the pressure is less than half Irai, then Varmam will work as a healing. Otherwise, it will create a disease. Varmam Yetrukollum, or even it can disease. It depends on Arai male Yetrukolla. So, should be very careful. This entails to pressing the finger to the depth of half an Irai on this Varmam locations. When an assault is launched against the Varmam locations, the resulting damages depends on unit of force. Call Irai. If the Varmam injury is caused by the force equal to the quarter Irai, almost this much, half quarter Irai, it will impact the bone marrow via Edagalai Nadi, that is called left breath. If the injury of the force of the injury was equal to half Irai, it will damage the nerves via the Pingalai, the right breath. We'll see right nadi, left nadi, center nadi, all that in Dasa Nadis and Dasa Vayus later videos. If the damage is 3/4 of an irai, mukkal irai, it will influence the bones through the Sulmunai Nadi, the center breath or the equal breath. Full irai, this pressure will cause to influence the brain through the aforementioned 3 nadis, that is Idagalai, Pingalai and the Sulmunai nadis. Irai surpassed, if the Varmam attack exceeds full irai, symptoms such as fever, delirium, convulsion, hiccups, vomiting, unconsciousness, sweating, thirst, etc. will occur. The Varmam will transverse the kalais, that is left, right and center breath, we call it as kalais region. It will transverse. If the Varmam injury is due to a kal matrai or off matrai, 1/4 or 1/2 irai force, then it is treatable. If any injury happened in that force, is treatable. If the Varmam damage happened because of some hit beyond that, that is 3/4 or the full irai, in severity, it is uncurable. It may result in death. But by examining the damage in terms of types of injury, the size of irai exactly, the pulse rate and nerve injuries, etc., it may be prevented. This is all about Mathirai and Irai. If you have any doubts, rewind it, take your notes instantly so that in further programs we will be using the same terminology. In the complete episode you will understand what I am talking about when I say the pressure, the Mathirai, Irai is, how much I press.